everyone, this is Lucas Horclocks, and welcome back to another part of Let's Kiss Tales of Destiny 2. Last time I did a tutorial on how to get or refine 2 level 8 slots into a piece of weapon or armor. Now today, sorry, I'm still not gonna go with I'm still not doing the whole Aqua Labyrinth and EX bosses just yet, you know, the arena and everything. I still want to go over a few things before getting into that, and it's basically some of the stuff that I managed to research and figure out about this game. So this video is going to be talking about stats. So let me just open up my file here, my initial file. All right. Oh gosh, hold on. Let's go to Aquaville. Excuse me. I actually don't want to hear the music. I'm just gonna lower it down. Alright. Okay, sorry. Just need to... I just need to, like, prepare myself. Alright, so, yeah, I'm gonna be talking about stats. And, yeah, this is actually very important, though. Because... the way stats work in this game... It is, like, so weird. It's, like, it's so unneedlessly complicated. And I'm actually going to also be talking about stat maxing. So, before we get into the whole stat maxing thing, I do want to talk about how the increase rate for stats work. So, normally in a game, as you can see, like from here, I'm at level 130, right? Now, normally in any other RPG, you will see these kind of levels and will be like, holy shit, damn, dude, you're gonna be beating the crap out of the bosses. The EX bosses, no joke. But, sadly, that's not the case with this game. These levels after 100, they don't really matter. I'm just gonna tell you that, they don't really matter. And here's why. Where is it? I'm trying to... Okay, yeah. Okay, I see. Alright. So, stats. Now, the importance of stat maxing is, if you wanna try to be efficient with stat maxing, I think the best way to go about it is to figure out what each of your individual characters are going to be doing for the most part of the game. And I'm not talking about end game. I'm also going to be this also applies to the beginning part of the game, which I should have really done. I should have talked about this before, but never mind. Not going to hurt myself over it. But so, well, the reason why is, honestly, you really don't want to spend so much of your time trying to make all of your characters be the best at everything, because that's just gonna be such a fucking waste of time. It's unnecessary. So, you want to treat your characters like if it was a Final Fantasy game. Like, you assign a different type of class to a character. Now, Tales of Destiny 2 is actually unique in that all your characters can basically be customized into whatever way you want them to be. Kind of. At least it was like the first Tales game, where not all the characters are just, oh, this character is just solely melee, this character is solely magic. No. Tales of Destiny 2 kind of mixed things up a bit. But still, you want to at least decide what job your characters are going to be doing. So for Kyle, obviously he's going to be the main tank, the main DPS, the guy who is just going to be attacking the enemies. At least ideally to me. Even though he has spells, let's face it, all of them are shit. I mean, like, he doesn't have any of the level 3 tier spells. So, ideally, you want to build up Kyle to be a powerhouse. So, the only stats that you want to focus on that would be attack, accuracy, the SP recovery and reductions, and you can also probably want to focus on defense as well. So, at least the big focus on his character growth would be attack and accuracy, at least in my opinion. It can be different from any other person. Like, if somebody will think, oh no, I think the defense is better or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it. It's not an argument. But so yeah. So I want to focus on those kind of stats. Now, in the beginning of the game, if you're doing multiple playthroughs, you'll realize that you'll be having a lot of these titles that you can use in order to alter or customize how a character stats, how much of a character stats will get a bonus or a benefit from. And I mentioned this before. Every character, the way the whole levels things works is that every character has stat growths, have space stat growths that applies to every time they level up. The whole reason for titles are just to apply bonuses and deductions to those stat growths. So let's say, for example, let's just use Kyle for example. Kyle's stat growth for attack is 4. His defense stat growth is 3.75. His intelligence stat growth is 0.75, and you get the deal. So now, like I said before, at the beginning of the game, I decided that Kyle's going to be a DPS. So I just want to focus on attack, intelligence, hit, and avoid. Attack, accuracy, and that's pretty much it, or something, So you have all these titles, right? So here is where you're going to kind of have to choose the best titles that you want to do, that you want to equip for your character. So let's see here. Let's see what we can have. Okay, here's a good one. Let's have this title, which I have no fucking clue. Hold on. Hold on, I need to figure out what that is. Oh, where did I have this? Oh, I think it's in this one. Kyle. Sorry. What is this? What? Oh, it's after 4 minutes. Oh. You must be the hero! Okay. It's this title. You must be the hero and not. And it's gone automatically. Anyway, as you can see here, the bonuses for this title will give me plus 1.5 boost in attack, and it'll reduce my TP reduction by 0.5 negative points. Oh, that's not that bad. Let's apply it to our stat growths. So let me bring out my calculator here. So now, since we know that Kyle's base stat growth is 4, every time he levels up, he'll get 5.5 points of attack. So that's pretty good. Now, every title in this game, as you kind of noticed, all of them have a give and take sort of effect. You get bonuses for certain stats, and they take away they reduce some of the bonuses for the others, or at least they reduce the stat growths for others. Normally, this isn't a big deal in your initial levels, because as you can see, the game, at least to my knowledge, I think the game is programmed where with all the with most of the titles, you're not gonna get a negative. You're not gonna get an actual negative decrease of points if you manage to manage your titles carefully. At least initially. I'm saying initially, and I'm gonna get to this point soon why this matters. So now, when you're trying to increase your character's level. When you're trying to increase your character stats, this is what I really think the developers or the programmers or whoever I'm going to try to blame here, probably Hideo Baba, they dropped the ball in the whole leveling up system. Basically, when your character reaches to level 61 or 62, I have no idea which one, your stat growths actually get halved they get halved. That's freaking messed up. So now, the titles that you've equipped, they're going to be a little bit more tricky to handle. So for example, let's go with Kyle's attack. Now his stat growth, let's say he hit level 62. Now his stat growth won't be 4, it'll be 2. So now let's apply that to where was it? I forgot. Oh, I think it was this one. Yeah. Let's apply that to this. Now at this point he won't get 5.5 bonus of attack every time he levels up. He only get let me see. You only get 3.5 attack. Okay, it's not a big deal, but I mean, like, it's stupid. I mean, oh well. But now let's take into consideration with the negative side. Now that our stats are halved, if we check Kyle's stat growth for TP reduction, normally it was at 1. It was only 1 point of increasement every time he levels up. But now that crap got halved, it'll be 0.5. So now, every time he levels up, like originally, if before hitting level 1, I mean level 62, whatnot, he will only gotten 0.5 TP reduction every time he levels up. Not a big deal, I guess. Not a big deal. It's a good trade. More attack for less for shittier TP reduction. That's not a big of a deal. But now that we hit level 62, where our stat growths are halved, now we won't get any TP reduction. It won't grow at all. So that's the main problem. And it doesn't just stop there. It doesn't just stop there. It does not just stop there. The programmers even made something even stupider. After you reach level 102, as you can totally tell that I'm way over that, they decided to give another deduction of the of your stats growth. Now, all your stats will be decreased by 1/4. So, is at that point when it comes to titles, and this is basically where I'm gonna become. This is the whole point with titles. Once you reach reach level 100, do not expect that much bonuses or growths in your stats anymore. I mean, like, they just gone to shit. And if you have titles by that time, you're just gonna kind of screw yourself up. If you have these titles which have a lot of negative, which give a lot of negative deductions to your stat growths, because then it'll actually decrease your growth now heavily. So my recommendation at this point is to just equip them with the original titles, the ones that have no ability or something like that. Or if you want to be a bit better, you just want to equip them with the Freeman ability, because it's the only the freedom titles, because that's like, I think that's like the only titles where it doesn't give you a give and take property. It just gives you plus 1 HP, and I mean, it's not even that much, but still, oh well. Either the freedom titles or just their default titles, because at that point you're just gonna hurt yourself with your character growth. So there's that. That's what I want to talk about. After level 100, it's just like you're not gonna get that much stat growth. So this is where I'm gonna be getting into the whole stat maxing thing. At this point in the game, once you get to level 100, you'll obviously be at the final arc of the game. You'll have the ship, you'll have all the means, you'll have all the side quests open up to you. So now, I want to go over the initial capacity for these stats. As you can see, you're probably wondering, I reached that level 130, and how the hell did I get my characters almost to 9,999 HP? I'll get to that in a little bit. And, well, I didn't do crap with Natalie and Judas. It was just basically these. So, this is where I'm gonna at least go over this right now. I want to go over with the initial cap value, and I'm still kind of sketchy about it, but I'm gonna try my best. Now, for HP, obviously the max cap the max value for HP will be 9,999 points. Now, attack, that can go as high as it can go. I mean, it can go as high as it wanted to be, depending on how you increase it with what kind of equipment you have, slots, or basically what herb items you feed to your character. I think the same things goes with defense. It has no maximum value. Now, for intelligence, accuracy, defense, accuracy, evade, I don't think luck matters that much. Then SP recovery, SP reduction, TP recovery, TP reduction, and then casting speed. All of them actually have a really low maximum value. At least, as far to my knowledge, they have an initial cap value for 300. Now, the reason why I'm sketchy is you can actually still increase it more above its 300 value. And I think there are some stats where it won't increase even more, but there are some stats that can be broken with that rule. I think it's at 500. I have no idea if you can increase it anymore, but the way you can increase it more is by having equipment in order to increase those stats. And the equipment has the slots and everything. So here's my theory, at least, because I still need to figure this out. I just want to at least share it with you all. Accuracy, I believe, has a max cap value of 300. I don't think it can go any higher than that. Evade, I think it also has a max cap value of 300. Luck, I have no fucking clue. I don't even care about that. Intelligence. Let's check it out. Let's see Harold, he or she. Yeah, see, okay, Harold has like I said, intelligence. I mentioned that it has a max cap value of 300, right? But as you can see here, Harold has her intelligence or wisdom, whatever you want to call it, at 319 points. Now, I think this is due because they can still be increased based on weapons. I don't think they can be increased when it comes to leveling up. I think the game is programmed where your stack ropes won't go over 300, but you can still increase it based on equipment or using herb items. So that's really one thing. I think that's how it works when it comes to leveling up. It won't go higher than 300. So you have to rely on your equipment and other means to increase that. Now, the same thing goes with TP recovery and TP reduction. Their max cap value, and the same things go with SP, of course. The max cap value, I want to say it's 500. I want to say it's 500 because I've seen some videos where it's just like specifically at that number, and it's those videos where the players have really high stats for their characters. So I want to say it's 500. Maybe, I don't know. So, and the cool thing about it being at a 500 is that when you have your TP recovery at 500, you'll basically like the speed of your TP bar will increase. The speed of it will almost be like you're in Spirit Blaster mode all the time. It's so cool looking when I've seen it in the videos. And in TP reduction, oh man, spells a crazy comment. It won't even put a dent to your TP. It is that good. Hold on, I need to get some water. I'll be back. Hold on, I need to get some water. Oh gosh, I suck at talking. Okay, I'm back. Okay. So yeah, I'm probably gonna show you some. I'm probably gonna post some links to some videos where you can see the performance of characters with really high stats or almost maximum stats. I don't know, and you can totally see, like, be amazed, like, holy shit. Oh my gosh, I want my characters to be acting like that. So now that we've gotten all over our stats, oh, casting speed. I want to say that casting speed, its max cap value is at 300 too. I have no idea if it is, but all I know is that HP obviously is 9,999. Attack and defense have an infinite value. It doesn't have a max cap value. It can go forever. Accuracy 300, evade 300, intelligence, and the rest of the other stats, I think 500. And then casting speed at 300. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know if that's right though. So, but generally speaking, the reason why I'm saying this, you wanna, when it comes to, like I said before, you want to focus on what kind of jobs your characters are going to be doing. Like for Harold, she's going to be mostly a magic person. So I want to really focus on her TP recovery and her intelligence. Right now, I'm not worried about Harold's intelligence. It's over the aforementioned max cap value of wisdom, which is 300, and she's over 300. So I'm not going to focus on that anymore. What I do want to focus is on her TP recovery because it's shit, and also on casting speed. Those two values are very important when it comes to mages, because with TP recovery, you won't have to worry about them running out of TP that much, because they'll recover more back. Casting speed, you don't have to worry about your characters not getting in their healing spells in time. So, and also their spells. They'll be able to chain spells much more quicker. If you can increase those 2 stats with your mages, you'll have such a good time in battles. Wisdom, it's only about damage. That's the only reason why Wisdom even matters. It's about damage. But I still think TP recovery, TP reduction also isn't pretty good too, but mostly TP recovery. I would go for TP recovery more than TP reduction. TP recovery and casting speed are much more important for mages. For physical attackers like Kyle and Lonnie and Judas, well, not and Nonali probably, you want to focus on attack, defense, and accuracy. So, and also the SP recovery and SP reduction, obviously. So now that I've gone over that, you're probably wondering, okay, so how the fuck am I going to max my stats if my levels are going to go through shit now because my stat growths are fucked? Well, there are a variety of ways. One, herb items. Herb items. Now, remember the whole golden seed quest that I mentioned? Do I really want to go back there? No, I don't want to go back there. I'm just gonna mention it because I don't feel like actually doing the process. I do want to mention that the seed planting quest is not only just for golden seeds. You can also grow herb items and other items such as ingredients, gummies. You can even grow trading cards. Pointless. But most importantly, you can grow herb items. Now, I've tried this method before. Believe me, I have. Do I have it written down here? Yeah, I do. Okay. Basically, there's a whole nother formula when it comes to getting these random items besides seeds when it comes to growing those seeds. Now I'm just only gonna focus on the seed plant, on the herb item growing part of this thing. And in order to grow herb items from the seed side quest, you want to use the Cherrick seed, which is the highest one that it can go before it goes to gold. You use the Cherrick seed, and depending on what kind of fertilizers you use, will result in different herb items. And it's only on the Cherrick seed that the herb items you'll be able to produce from. Now, I've managed to try to grow sages, which, if you don't know, sages, like in any other Tales game, are the herb items that increase maximum HP. Now, that's actually how I was able to get almost near maximum HP. For Kyle, I already maxed him out. For Kyle, Lonnie, Real, and Harold, I used herb items. I'm just going to say that out right now. I used herb items. Now, initially, I used the seed planting side quest in order to get red sages, because in the seed planting side quest, not only do you just get the normal and the regular herb items, you can get the red ones. At first, I thought that as long as you knew what fertilizers you needed to use, you will always produce the item that you're trying to produce. Like I found this chart, but no, there's a formula to this entire thing when it comes to producing other items. And it's so stupid. Basically, once you plant in the seed, there's a formula, right? Let me just say there's this equation that it goes to. Based on what fertilizers you use, it puts points into that equation, numbers into that equation, that will factor out what item you're going to get. The only problem with this is, at the beginning phase, when you first plant that seed, the equation will receive a random number between -2 and 2. I mean, a random number of -2 and 2. Now, there's the problem. Random. It'll randomly fuck up the equation, so that way you won't guarantee to get the same item every time. So, why am I saying this? Because I originally found the way to grow red sages from the Cherrick seed, and let me just tell you from you here, I found a way to get them from just using the red fertilizer in the first phase, then not using any fertilizers in the second phase, and then use the red fertilizer in the third phase to get the red sages. Because I've looked up the formula. using those fertilizers give me those points, it will come out with red sage. But like I said, at the beginning part of the game, at the beginning part of the phase, the game will randomly throw in a nugget of 2 or 2, which will fuck up your entire equation, and you probably won't get the red sage. You'll just get a normal sage. Now, the reason why that's so stress-inducing is because you're wasting an hour, or even more, because you're still gonna be wasting more hours trying to get the seed into a Cherrick seed first. Then when you get to the Cherrick seed and try to grow an herb item, a red herb item, it's gonna be random. So if you get like a normal sage, then you just wasted a lot of time just getting a measly little herb item, which you could have gotten for a red sage, which is an improvement of it. That is inefficient, to say the least. Excuse me. So, I decided to fuck that noise. No, I'm not gonna do that. Fuck it. It's too random for my tastes. I'm not gonna worry myself. I'm not gonna reset every time the game decides to fuck me with the formula, and I might get a red sage, I might not get a red sage, I might get just a normal sage. No, I'm not gonna do that. It's way too random for my taste, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't even want to get into that whole entire fiasco. So, I talked to this with Kivasa, and he's basically the one who, like, he told me about most of this crap. Well, is there any other way to get maximum HP? Let's just focus on HP for now, because that's like the important stat right now. And if you're trying to maximize your stats, first try to maximize your HP, because then you'll have a better time surviving attacks and you won't have to worry about healing that much, for the most part. So, there are ways that you can increase your HP. One is through that slot. There's a slot that increases HP. There has a chance of increasing HP after every battle. But, just like the meteoric slot that I mentioned in the previous video, the probability of it is asinine. It has no formula, it has a low probability, and it's probably based on if your enemy's levels are higher than yours, or if you gain a lot of experience points at the end of the battle. Way too random for my tastes. And even then, if you have a level 8 slot for the type of slot that will increase your HP, it only increases it by 8 points. So, no, too random, it takes too long, and it only increases the H point. It only increases 8 points of HP. Stupid, just stupid. So I'm not gonna worry about that. So, basically, talk to this with Kasa, and then, because he mentioned that too, and then I told him, like, no, it's too long, it only increases by 8 points. So now he gave me the idea. So, you know, you can use a magical pot, right? I haven't really shown much about this thing, but this thing can produce items. And I think I've shown it before, but it can also produce herb items as well. So here's what you can do. This is a little trick that I used in order to get maximum stats. First, make sure you have a lot of lands. Yeah, just make sure you have a lot of lands. I have 55, that's okay. And make sure you have a full supply of rune bottles. Now, second, you want to make sure you're in an area where there's a save point and a rune bottle lady. Preferably a town. I prefer to do this at Aquavale because, I don't know, I just feel, because it has a save point, it has a rune bottle lady. I think another area where you can do this is probably not Fandalia. What's it called? Heidelberg Castle, because it has that save point at the castle. And then there's the rune bottle lady. That's pretty much it. I don't know what else. You can also do it in a dungeon too, but preferably you want to be in an area where you can easily access through a rune bottle lady. So, alright, let's just go to the save point here. Now, the idea that is so genius, and it's like, wow, it's so obvious actually. Basically, you're going to use a magical pot to produce herb items. Now, I've showed this thing before, and I think I never really fully explained how the magical pot works. I think I said that every time you use it, you'll have a chance of it producing an item, and you have to wait 2 minutes or something for it to produce. No. Here's how it works. First, let me just save the freaking game. Alright. So now, let's go to our magical pot. Oh god, oh, damn it, son. Okay, magical pot. Use it. Now, this first message, every time you see this message, you'll see that it'll say, this item has been produced. And here, it produced the spectacles. But I already have a full supply of spectacles. So now you'll see, when you select it again, you'll have to wait 3 minutes for it to recharge again, and then you'll be able to produce another item. So the item is already produced. I originally thought that the item will be produced at the allotted time, but no, it produces immediately after that. Now that you know that that you didn't get what you wanted, we want to get an herb item, preferably a sage. What we want to do is, since we saved at the save point, soft reset. To do a soft reset, just press start, select L1, L2, R1, R2 at the same time, and then quickly go back to your save file, and then do the process over again, so that way you can try to get a herb item from the magical pot. So, okay, didn't get it. Let's do that again. Now, this process, in my opinion, is much more efficient than trying to do the seed raising thing with the whole herb items things, because like I said, it takes over an hour when you get the Cherok seed, it takes over an hour for it to produce one single herb item, and then it takes even more hours to produce seeds that you need in order to get to the Cherok seed, which you need in order to grow herb items. Very inefficient. So this way, you can actually get herb items much quicker by doing this little trick. By just by using the magical pot and resetting every time you don't get it, and wait until you can get it. Believe me, this sounds like it's gonna take a long time, and it does. It will take a long time, but trust me, considering from all the other alternatives to quickly raise HP, also you can also raise them from titles, of course, but obviously levels don't matter that much anymore after level 100. This is the fastest way in order to increase your HP, and this is how I basically gotten my party, at least my team here of Kyle, Lonnie, Real, and Harold, to get to almost to their HP at 9,999. So I'm probably gonna edit the part that's out until I can get the herb item. So yeah, I'm just gonna edit this out. I don't want to bore you with me just resetting and resetting. So I'll be right back until I get an herb item. Alright, there we go. Okay, that only took me like 4 minutes or something, I believe. So, yeah. So, see? 4 minutes, I already gotten an herb item, and I got lucky enough to get a sage. Now, let's say I wasn't lucky enough, and I got a different herb item. In Tales of Destiny 2, the refinement is kind of weird in this game, in that normally in the past Tales games, when you refine an herb item, when you refine it with a rune bottle, it'll turn into its red counterpart. That's not the case with Tales of Destiny 2. As you can see here, when I refine the sage, it'll turn into the savory. Now, so here's the thing. So if I've managed to get an herb item and it's not a sage, then there's no problem. I can just turn that. Let's say I got in a savory instead. So, oh no, I got in a savory. Let's pretend we got in a savory instead. So, and I wanted to get the sage. So, I just refine it enough times until this thing eventually turns into a sage. So, turning the savory, using a room bottle with the savory will turn this into the lavender. Now, I'm just going to go over what herbs increase what stats. Savories increases TP recovery, and it actually is really good because it's one of the herb items that increases it by more than 1 point. It increases by 2, so that's pretty good. And like I said, TP recovery is a very good stat for your mages. So now the lavender, let's put that up in here, increases your attack by 1. Turn that into the verbena, it will increase your defense by 1. Turn that into the chamomile, it will increase your TP reduction by 2. Alright? Turn the chamomile and it'll give you the rosemary, which will increase your accuracy by 1. So see, you're going to be getting a lot of range. You can basically increase a lot of stats through these herb items because it covers a good range. It doesn't cover all of them. There are no herb items that increases SP reduction and SP recovery, casting speed, wisdom, and I think luck. Those are the only stats that herb items cannot increase. So, just a little warning. Converting the rosemary will turn into the saffron, which will give you an increase in evade. This is the reason why you want to have rune bottles and have the the rune bottle lady near you, so that way you can refill your supply of rune bottles. Now, turning the saffron back, using the rune bottle with the saffron will turn it back into the sage. Gives you, which sucks in this game, it only gives you a percentage of 3 points. In other Tales games, I believe the percentage is 6, but that's actually the red version of this of the sage that gives you 0.6. Oh, this game. Anyway, so now you can just feed it to any other party member, and I'm just gonna give it to, I don't know, fucking Mania, I guess. So there you go, yay! So yeah, it's a painstakingly process, but this is basically the best way in order to maximize your stats in the game, at least as efficiently as possible. You can also get red herb items from the magical pot. You can also get some all divides, hourglasses, elixirs, and all those neat and basilisk skills, and all those neat little items that you can use in your item menu. So the magical pot is it's a very handy tool, and the good thing about it is you can inherit it for your next playthrough. So hold on, let me go to the rune bottle lady and purchase more rune bottles from her. Yeah, just second option. Okay, 2 more. There we go. That's why. So now every time you've gotten an herb item, you have to wait 3 minutes for the magical pot to refill. And it already refilled up anyway because I took too long. So, and also I like to use DN so I can recover my HP without using a spell or an item. So then I can save again and start the process all over again. So yeah, this is basically my trick into increasing stats. Now, lastly, before I end this video, I do want to talk about slots, and I've learned and some stuff that I didn't know about slots before, but alright, it's basically the whole formulas with the slots, and this also applies to stat maxing, or just being more proficient with a stat at least. Hold on, let me just wait until this freaking ladder finishes. Let me just drink water at the time. Alright. Okay. Save my game. Also, another reason why I like to do this at Aquavale is because when I need a refill on my lens, I can just easily go to the Aqua Labyrinth right here and then just come out. So it's like free. You have the rune bottle lady near you. You have the free. You have not a free end. You have the end near you, and you have a dungeon near you, and you have a save point near you. So everything is near you. So this is really my ideal place to do this. But like I said before, you can inherit the magical pot. So once you have access to the rune bottle lady, you can basically start maxing out your HP, because at least at that point of the game, HP plays a very important role in order to survive attacks and be better, just be a total badass. So you can totally do this trick as soon as you got in a rune bottle, soon you got access to rune bottle lady, which I believe you have access of her once you get to Neustadt. So yeah, next playthrough, I might actually want to do this trick and try to not try to maximize my HP, but increase it to better value, so that way I can tip the game into my favor. Anyway, so it's a very good thing. It's a very good idea that you want to try to inherit this, because it's a great option. You can inherit nice items, because not only is the magical pot gets inherited, it's also the sorcerer's scope and the scout orb that you found at the Aqua Labyrinth, which is very handy. It's a very handy tool. I freaking love this. So now, yeah, slots. So let me just go right here real quick to my slot chart. Where is it? Come on, go down here. Alright, here we go. I think I mentioned this before too. I mentioned that when it comes to slots that have the same property, and I was questioning it if the abilities get stacked. So, alright. Let's do this as an example. As you can see here, I'm trying to get two level 8 slots for HP recovering slots. Like this one, I got the holy slot, which is the level 8 counterpart, which is its level 8 version, which the ability will give me an increasement of HP after every 8 seconds. So I'm trying to do the meteoric trick in order to get this back to level 8 again, so that way I can combine it with the cardinal plate, which also gives me HP recovery. So I remember I was questioning it, like, does the same ability do they stack? The answer to that question is yes, they do. The same slots can be stacked, and their ability, I mean, their properties and the stat boosts that you gain, sorry, they can be stacked. So here's what. So what's so special about the cardinal plate? If we go to our slot chart here, oh gosh, oh well, I'm already here. The cardinal plate will give me an increasement of TP recovery by 4 times the slot level. So since the slot level is at 8, 4 times 8 would be 32. So equipping this bad boy will give me a TP recovery increasement of 32 points. That's really a good deal. And like I said, you can have, if you have multiple of the cardinal slots, you can the values can get stacked. Though you just gotta make sure that they're not within the same armor. So you can't have 2 cardinals in the same armor. You can have a cardinal in an armor or in a helmet. So yeah, you can have that. I don't even, yeah, and it'll work. But if you have them both in the same equipment, it won't work. The stack value won't work. It's just a little rule, just so that way you don't really freaking get cheap. But it's still pretty good though. So if I have another cardinal here, then times that 32, we'll get 64 points of ATP recovery in total. So that's a very good boost. And considering that we can raise our TP recovery using the herb items and it increases by 2, which is really weird. I'm really glad that it does, because I actually started to appreciate TP recovery more. That's a very good way to increase your TP recovery stat for Herald and Rayala, for your mages at least. So, and then another question is, well, can the properties of a slot that has a similar property to it, can they be stacked? So for example, like I said before, the cardinal slot has a TP recovery ability, but there's also a slot that has a HP. But then there's another slot that also gives you HP recovery, but it's only solely gives you HP recovery. It doesn't give you anything else. Called the Holy slot. That's the level 8. The level 8 version. I got the level 7 right now, which is the answer. So and yes, they can work because this slot works on a different formula. So if I go to my slot chart here, let's go all the way to Holy, which is its level 8, which is the one I'm focusing on. The formula goes by slot level times 1. So basically, equipping this will give me a 7% of HP increasement every 8 seconds. But since I also have let's say I have the cardinal slot applied to my equipment, we can stack that into the cardinal formula or something. So like I said before, let me just do this little equation. So 4 times 8 again is 32. So let's say add 7 to the Ansem slot. From the Ansem slot, we'll get, oh wait, sorry, I'm sorry, I confused TP recovery with HP recovery. Oops. All right, but anyway, a cardinal slot has TP recovery of 4 times its slot level, but it also has its HP recovery calculated from level divided by 2. So let's do that. So 8 divided by 2 equals 4. So it'll give me just 4%. But add the plus 7 from the Ansem slot, we'll get plus 11%. So now that my HP is 9,999, let's do a quick calculation here. I think it's multiplied by 0.7 or something. Wait, what was it again? Hold on. I forgot. I'm being retarded. Hold on. 8 divided by 2 was what? 4, yeah, and then plus 7 equals, yeah, I got 11. Okay. Gotta remember that. So, so multiply 9,999 times 11, or 0.11, I mean, or something, I guess. Oh, sorry. Dang it. Okay, times 0.11. So now, so times that, every 8 seconds, I'll recover 1,000 HP. No, I mean 1,099 HP. So 10,099 HP. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm really sucking at math, and that's pretty good. Every 8 seconds, you get plus 1,000 points of HP recovery. Basically, that's really good. So yeah, that's one example for abilities that stack. And you can still stack this up. You can also have a holy slot applied to your weapon. So if I have, so let's say I have holy, so let's apply another 8 on our formula here. So now we'll have a 19% of HP recovery. So let's see how much HP recovery we'll get. So, oh gosh, hold on. It was plus 8 or something. Was it 19? Yeah, 19. Okay. So now 9,000 times 0.19. All right. Now if we have all of our if we have our equipment with holy slots along with a cardinal slot here. Now every 8 seconds, your character will heal up to 18,909. I mean, oh gosh, I suck. 1,899. There we go. Sorry, 1,899 points of HP you get recovered every 8 seconds. So that's really freaking good. So, and that's just one example, and you can probably figure out the rest of examples if you play with your calculator and play with the formulas here, and you can basically factor out what kind of slots you want to get for your characters. Like for Kyle, I do want to focus on HP recovery so that way I can do the ramble fight in the arena and I don't have to worry about healing that much myself. I still have to worry about it a little bit, but not that much. So yeah, there's that. And the same thing applies with stats with attack, accuracy, intelligence, TP recovery. So that's basically how you can maximize your character's potential with your stats. That's all the point that I was trying to get. So that's basically it. That was just one example. And if you guys still don't understand, you can still ask me because I explain better through text. It's so sad. But yeah, I explain better through text. So I'm probably going to give you... I'll do like a little... a condensed version of this entire video in the video description so you guys can read it too. So that's basically it. That's all I wanted to talk about, the whole stats thing. Next time, I'm going to be doing the arena. So that's pretty much it for this video. How long has it been anyway? Holy shit. I took over an hour. Oh no, it's probably because I also had to do the whole, oh, what's it called? The using the magical plot. Sorry! I am so sorry that I always take so long. But anyway, I'll end it right now. So, I'll see you guys until the next part. Sorry that I took this long to explain about stat maxing and everything, but I just really wanted to get this information out of the way. And before I leave, I want to thank Kivasa for helping me gather all this information about this game. Because seriously, oh gosh, this game is so much balls to the wall when it comes to just trying to be proficient and understanding it. It's just so weird. Alright, anyway, I'll see you guys until the next video. Bye!